Hello, Joe.
Jay,
Hey, how are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Holding up in there.
I mean, it's hard with lung cancer and prostate cancer and everything else I'm dealing with, but
Oh man, are you getting good enough treatment in there, Joe, or do you think that they're not
let me
doing enough?
tell you, dude, you know, every time I even see somebody on TV bitching about treatment in Russian prisons or wherever else, they can kiss my ass
Mm.
because America has no room to talk.
Yeah.
I watch more people die in here from lack of medical care. It's crazy, dude.
So I have heard things like that before. You'd think that they would have at least good healthcare over there.
Dude, it's not about it. Look, the boxes of meat that we get to eat when it comes to the prison,
Yeah.
it says grade E, not for human consumption.
No, you're kidding me.
Yeah, no,
Oh God. Can I send you anything for commissary?
no, they won't let you send anything in because they make you buy everything off the commissary. That's how they make their money.
Yeah. And what about the commissary? Is it just as bad?
It's just as bad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. 'Cause
You can't eat healthy. You can't. I mean, I can't help myself because I can't even buy food to eat healthy.
and you need a good diet for the treatment you're going through for your health.
Yeah, to keep your immune system up. Trump ought to be ashamed of himself for Jay. What nobody has done yet is called out President Trump. Why his administration is who did this to me. Okay, in 2018.
Yeah.
And all of their witnesses got on world television on season 2 of Tiger King and admitted to perjury and conspiracy to commit murder because they were going to kill me.
This is,
Why am I still in here?
and one of the government's key witnesses was Alan Glover, and obviously
Yeah,
he testified that you gave him money to kill Carole Baskin, but then years later he's signed a statement saying that it was completely made up, that it was a complete lie.
right. And I don't know if you've seen season 2 of Tiger King, but
Yeah.
he took them to the zoo and showed them in the woods where they hid this razor wire that they were going to kill me.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. So why do you think they're not looking into all of this properly, Joe?
I don't know. And let me tell you, I can't figure it out. And I just hired Peter Tickton, who's Trump's lawyer,
Yeah.
and Peter Tickton can't figure it out either.
Doesn't make sense. I see so many people like you who have been stitched up by the American justice system and then just ignored. It makes no sense to me, not at all. Especially when
It
new
makes
evidence comes out. No. Well, let's quickly touch upon Tiger King now. So, years later, and from inside the prison, do you think that Netflix showed the real Joe? Or no.
No.
In what way do you think you were misrepresented?
Um, you know, I watched I watched it just recently.
Mm.
Okay, because the lawyers brought it in, uh, and I'm pissed off. And actually, I would like to file a lawsuit on them for defamation and everything else. Okay,
Mm.
because I didn't film for Tiger King, so what they needed me. They had stand-ins without showing their face. They showed blonde guys, the back of their heads,
Oh, really?
and oh yeah, no, none of that bullshit was me. Especially in season 2, the police cars when they showed me being a cop. That none of that shit was my real police cars. None of that was even close.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
I didn't
And
know that.
they paid, and we have videos now, okay, because the people that were in Tiger King turned over their cell phones. We have videos now of Eric Good paying them, and I'm talking tens and $20,000 cash to talk shit and follow his agenda on Tiger King. And they made me out to be a meth head. I thought I was the only one on the show with teeth and wearing clothes. Everybody else was running around half naked.
Yeah.
You know? And then John Finley accused me of burning the studio down. You know, the Alligator House in the TV studio.
Yeah, I remember.
Hell, I was in Chicago. If I had somebody burn it down, it had to be him or John Rinke because they were the only two there.
Yeah. Netflix does a good job at twisting stories and misrepresenting cases.
But I watched Tiger King season 2 just this last week. Okay, and I'm here to tell you, nothing will come of it. But all of the old footage that they showed of me and Brian and me and my parents, those were all on VHS tapes that was in that TV studio.
No.
That whoever burned it down stole all of those VHS tapes and those hard drives.
I remember the director or the producer, whoever it was, is on there, and he looks really upset because he clearly states the tapes were all in there. So if that's not the case, then...
Yeah, well, they're on season 2 of Tiger King, buddy. So they couldn't have been in there.
That's a good point. Yeah. So do you think eventually you would file a lawsuit against Netflix?
The minute I walk out of here and can afford a lawyer, you bet your ass. I'm filing a lawsuit against several of them.
And what about how they portrayed you and Carole Baskin, like your relationship, for want of a better word?
You know, that wasn't all too bad because, you know, me and Carole really didn't have that big of a fight going on. You know, because Carole had millions of followers, okay?
Yeah.
And she convinced her followers that I was abusing baby tigers by taking them away from their mom and letting you pet them. And that's how she made money. Okay. I had JoeExoticTV.com and I made money convincing people she was batshit crazy and she'd kill her husband. And that was the extent of it. I mean, yeah, she filed a lawsuit against me, but she never got a dime. You know?
So you think they've exaggerated that sort of conflict?
All right. They exaggerated everything because they needed it to fit. Okay, you got to keep in mind all of this was choreographed, okay? They were filming Tiger King while they were setting me up for murder for hire. They needed me to look and Carole to look like we really hated each other that bad that I would actually hire somebody to kill her. Okay, now keep in mind, okay, through the whole show, Alan Glover admitted that me and him couldn't stand each other. Okay, why would I hire him to go kill somebody? Okay, and then $3,000 to go from Oklahoma to Tampa, Florida, and kill somebody and come back on $3,000. You can't even take a vacation for that.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things that sent a red flag for me as well.
But you know why it was only $3,000? Because that's all the zoo could afford to give him because his Social Security check didn't come in, and Jeff told me to give him $3,000 to go to South Carolina and get out of my hair.
Yeah, and
if the zoo would have afforded $10,000, Jeff might have had me give him more, but the zoo was broke.
And why do you think he lied? Why do you think he gave that false testimony?
Because Jeff. Look, he worked for Jeff for years before he ever came to the zoo. And I know for a fact that they burnt Jeff Johnson's house down. And I know for a fact that they pulled off some other horrible criminal things in South Carolina. And he had to do what Jeff did or Jeff could have him put in prison.
And do you think that Jeff Lau was integral to setting you up? Do you believe he orchestrated this to remove you from the zoo and take the business entirely?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And did
once his name was on the deed with Mom's, he turned into a monster.
So why are they not looking into the Jeff Lau connection or any of that? Have you filed an actual like a plea or an appeal or anything?
We went through all of my appeals. We're now filing with the United States Supreme Court.
That's what I was going to ask you, where you are at now. So is there any time frame for that?
So, I mean, we're hoping to have it filed before Christmas.
Yeah, and just run me through the points that are on there, the main points that you hammer home as to why you're innocent.
But you ask why Jeff Lowe hasn't had anything charged.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you watch Tiger King, it shows on there where he was arrested and convicted of $12 million wire fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud, okay? Why didn't he spend a day in jail over that?
Yeah.
Why did he get arrested in Las Vegas with those animals and those guns and everything else, and he never got a gun charge being a felon?
Yeah.
Something just doesn't make sense.
I agree. And so what are the main points that you're going to hammer home in your appeal? Reasons why you're innocent.
I mean, now we have, and it's all on my website, joeyexoticofficial.com, on the evidence.
Yeah.
We have all of their cell phones. We have Jeff, James, Lauren, Alan's cell phones, and we have over 700 phone recordings, videos, and text messages where the federal agents told them how to fabricate evidence. They knew they were lying, and they knew that those tigers that I put to sleep, they knew they were sick. That's why they didn't exhume their whole bodies. They just cut their heads off.
Wow.
Because the agent in the text messages says, we can't show the jury the whole body because they'll know they're sick.
And if
but,
we...
you know, the biggest thing I have is Alan Glover, you know, he couldn't live with his conscience, so he came clean. Yeah. I mean, he literally says in his affidavit that he would trade places with me because I don't deserve to be here.
And do you forgive him for giving false testimony against you, or because I would be pissed, to put it lightly.
You know, what I've learned in here, especially 2 years of living in solitary confinement, is you can't hate nobody from here because it's not doing you any good, and then all it do is eat you up.
Yeah.
So, you know, have I put that all behind me? I'll never forget what they did to me, but I'm over the hate and the vindictive part.
And do you think that extends to Carole Baskin, or do you still hate Carole Baskin or dislike her?
I mean, she killed her husband, and I'll never not say she didn't. And she'll always be batshit crazy. Do I hate her? No. You know, do I like her? I'm not fond of her.
Recently, I read that she'd said publicly that she might support your release, but only if you agreed to dismantle cub breeding and private tiger ownership in America. Well, doesn't she do that as well?
She used to. You know, since Tiger King, you know, she gave all of her tigers away. You know, they're all at Turpentine Creek in Arkansas.
Yeah. And
then she sold her property for $19.5 million to an apartment or a housing development company. Yeah. So she got what she wants, and that was to be a millionaire and Joe out of business.
And do you regret some of the videos? Like, so I'll put it bluntly, like I've never met anyone who hasn't watched Tiger King, and every one of them clearly likes you. Like, you're a very likable guy. It's hard not to like you.
Right.
And the only thing that they laugh at these videos because they came across as comical. You know, when you're, you know,
they are comical. They were all scripted to be funny.
Yeah. So you're ranting about Carole Baskin and things, but go on.
It's no different than the movie Jackass or you know or anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't regret.
So you don't regret making any of those videos?
Hey, I have a whole lot funnier ones coming up if I ever get out of here.
Yeah, I bet you do. Do you when you get out, would you like to go back to that world? Looking after tigers and the zoo world again, or is that behind you?
That's behind me. Okay, here's my plan if I get out. Okay, because you know I'm married now.
I know. Yeah, congratulations.
So I want to go to Mexico and get my husband. Yeah. And I want to go get a real nice place to live in a part of Mexico that's beautiful because I want to live in the jungle. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And then I want to get really involved in a baby elephant orphanage in South Africa. And even if I have to rub elbows with Putin, that bastard. I want to see if I can get Putin and the president of Nepal to work with me to build tiger conservatories to where I can breed and release them back into the wild.
Nice.
In Siberia and Nepal.
Wow.
And then my other big goal, which is completely opposite of animals, is Operation Smile with little kids with cleft palates.
Yeah, I read that. That's brilliant. Brilliant that you're doing it.
My favorite charity of all. So as soon as I get out of here, now that I have the platform, my goal is to fix 5,000 little kids' faces.
That's beautiful, Joe. Well, this is what frustrates me in that you're sat in prison now. You've got one of the key witnesses who made the statement against you that put you there has admitted that he lied. And you're not just someone who wants to come out and go back into society and, get on with your life, for a job. You want to give back to society as well and to try and help people. Do you think Donald Trump would ever give you a pardon? I know you've asked him for one.
I'm hoping for one. I don't know what the holdup is. And I'm starting to wonder, did Carole Baskin pay him to not do the pardon? Something's crazy wrong because he's blowing up boats in the ocean, and he just pardoned the president of Honduras for drug trafficking. Okay, so all of my people admitted to perjury and conspiracy to commit murder. Why am I still in here?
There's no logic, is there? A lot of people have been joining your campaign and calling for you to be released. Not just based on there's the evidence that shows that you should be released, and also they're saying you're clearly not a threat to society. That's one of the main things as well. You're likable, etc., and you're trying to give back. Over the years, several celebrities have even joined your campaign.
I have. Cardi B, Joe Rogan, Dana White with UFC, Lauren Boebert, Congresswoman out of Colorado, Representative Eric Burlington, Alex Stein, the comedian, James O'Keefe, all of them people have come out in public and said President Trump needs to pardon me. Okay, now the question that I wish somebody would really stress is he needs something positive for a change right now, because these Epstein files and all of this deportation stuff is killing the Republican Party, because they lost the election in November. They lost every election in November. Okay, if he would let me out and let me show him how much charity work I could get back into doing and how much good I could do, it would help him, and it would help. It would help everybody, because shit, man, what did he do? He pardoned Young Boy, he pardoned, Kodak Black, he pardoned Lil Wayne, and they've all back in trouble again. Yeah. I never even had a speeding ticket, Jay, before this happened.
And so you've said that you're hoping to file an appeal before Christmas, is that right, or will it be after?
No,
not your appeal, not your appeal. Sorry, your final step.
With the Supreme Court.
Yeah, the Supreme Court.
Right.
And so that will be before Christmas, do you think, or do you think it's going to be in the new year?
No, their goal is to have it filed before Christmas break.
Oh, great. Oh, that's good. Well, listen, you're going to have to keep me updated with it, and I'll be giving you calls back. What happens there on Christmas Day? This is a stupid question, but do you get to have at least a decent meal then?
No. It's. I mean, what we had for Thanksgiving, I swear to God, it was less than a cup of turkey, and you didn't even get a dinner roll. They gave you leftover biscuits from breakfast, which were hard as a rock. And we had mixed vegetables and mashed potatoes and gravy that the mashed potatoes weren't even mashed.
Oh man!
And that's it. That was it. Christmas ain't gonna be any better.
I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I really am. But if there's anything anyone can do, I know you've said people can't send things in. I think that's terrible. They should at least let people send things in. Like, do you receive fan mail in there?
A lot.
I can imagine.
A lot. It costs me almost $60 a week in just postage.
I'm going to help promote things on this end to try and, get more people to join in the calls to put pressure on to get you released. I know Jessica Kraus is doing the same as well. She's doing a great job. There was one last question because I've been looking into the disappearance of Don, so Carole Baskin's husband. So what do you? So you still think that he was murdered? I don't.
I know he was.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, look, just real quick, I can timeline this for you, okay? Because I have all the original paperwork. He filed for that restraining order. Okay, and then she designed his power of attorney because on the second page it says this instrument was designed by Carol Lewis. Okay, Carol signed it as a witness. The notary admitted that she didn't sign it, that somebody forged her signature. Okay, Don supposedly signed it, but the sheriff in Hillsborough County has proven that that was forged. So if Carol designed it and signed it, she had to know everybody else had forged. Okay, but she filed it with the court or the county clerk to make it a legal document. And 3 months later, she reported him missing. And then 5 years later, she had a federal court. 1 day after 5 years later, she had him declared dead in a federal court and collected $7.5 million. Okay, so there's two things wrong with that, okay? So if they proved that Don didn't sign it and they proved that the notary didn't sign it, Carol's the one who filed it. Carol's the one who designed it, and it said, in case of my disappearance in the first sentence, and she's the one who declared him dead and collected the money. So how come she isn't in jail for fraud, or how come she hadn't even went to trial for fraud? And then after Tiger King, when the whole world knows that she killed her husband, she comes out and says, well, they found him alive in Costa Rica. Okay, well, if they found him alive in Costa Rica, you still should have to return that $7.5 million to his daughters and his estate because it's not yours.
That's a good point.
Okay, she didn't think that through very well.
Yeah, and if he was alive, why the hell would he not ask for that money back?
Right.
It's very easy for someone just to say, "Oh no, don't worry, he was walking through a market in Costa Rica." Come on.
Yeah. See, I talked to one of the ladies that he was dating and took care of all of his animals that weren't at the place. And man, everybody that I interviewed, and I flew to Florida and interviewed a lot of people. Everybody that I interviewed, he would never have just left his daughters without saying something.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that needs looking into as well. I'm going to look into that. So what I'm going to do over the next few weeks and coming months as well, I'm going to do quite a few articles about you, just supporting your case, putting out information that people might not have read and seen, and sort of fact checking and the Netflix series.
I'm not here that long. What country are you actually from?
So I'm from England originally.
Okay. Do you know Nigel
Farage?
Yeah.
So I actually, many years ago, I worked for his party many years ago.
Okay. Well, he got on television, world television. He was doing some kind of show, and he just stood up and he says, somebody call the Donald and tell him to free Joe Exotic. Yes. So get a hold of him and see if he can help put some political pressure on.
So if I could give a message to him now, what would it be?
I think he's the shit. I think he's amazing. I wish he was our president. But I appreciate his support, and I need him to pick up a phone and call Donald and tell him to let me the hell out of here, because I want to come to the UK and put on a free concert to say thank you to everybody over there.
Yeah, well, I'll be there to watch it and to give you a decent meal as well. Anyway, listen, Joe. I know. I'll let you go for now, but let's keep in touch, and I'll put out these articles,
okay,
and I'll send you the link. Okay. And I'm wishing you all the best.
I appreciate you.
I'm wishing you all the best. And anyone who listens to this when I put it out, support Joe and retweet everything that he puts out. and try and put pressure to get him out of there because he shouldn't be caged right now. Let's release the Tiger King.
That's it. Help me get to President Trump, please. Thank you.
Cheers, Joe. Take care. Bye.
Bye.